Hi everybody. Wow, my hair is really wild. I have not brushed my hair. I haven't put makeup on, but I've got about an hour and a half before I need to leave for work, so I've got time. It takes me 2 minutes to get to work. Literally, I've timed it. When I say I work right across the highway, I mean I work right across the highway. Like it's maybe a quarter of a mile from at most, not even that. It's like maybe a football field, 100 yards from our house to the highway. And then you go across the highway, and the building that's right there, that's my office. So, um, I figured I would play for about an hour and 15 minutes. That would put me to about 10:20, which will give me about 20 minutes to do my makeup and take the dogs to their favorite place that I'm not going to say out loud because they'll get way too excited, and then go to work and probably get yelled at for things that are not my fault. So let's get into it, shall we? If you don't know, Wolf and I are having a competition. We are competing to see who can build the best card game shop in 200 days. And now I'm filming mine in May. He will be filming his as soon as I finish, because you can only have one frickin' save file. Looks like you can have 4 save files, but you can't. You can only have one. So, yeah. I have to hurry up and finish, which is part of why I'm playing lots of extra days now. So I did make a profit yesterday, woohoo, and I have money left over, also woohoo. Everything is locked and loaded and ready to open. Cool. So let's open. How are you doing? Fairly decent. I got cards. So we'll start our day with a hand of cards. So one of the reasons... Okay, it's hard for me to talk and watch how much things are worth because they fly by so fast. Nothing. Ooh, that's a decent one. That's crap. Crap. You can open these slower. That one's decent. It just takes too much time in my mind. That's decent. So I have it on the setting where they just kind of fly by. And, yeah. Excuse me, I have a stinky man. I gotta go unstinkify. You still stink. Okay, now you smell minty fresh. Anyway, the reason I say that I'm gonna go get yelled at for things that aren't my fault is because there's a lady at work who likes to blame things on me. Yeah, nothing I do is right in her book. She's not my boss. So it's like, I'm concerned, but I'm not concerned. Like, I genuinely want to try to make people happy. I'm a people pleaser. And I feel like I'm doing what I am told. The problem is, what I'm told and what she thinks I should do are not always the same thing. But she gets mad at me for it, and she treats me like I'm an idiot for it. And I'm like, I'm doing exactly what the other lady told me to do. If you don't like it, guess what? You need to talk to her. Somebody's calling. Okay. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Well, yesterday, the other lady at the office had to leave work early. Or no, actually, she didn't even come to work. She didn't leave work early. She didn't even come to work. She had the day off, and that's perfectly fine. You're allowed to take days off. That's totally acceptable. But that meant it was me and the lady who doesn't like me. And I don't know exactly what I've done to make her not like me. Like, I have some thoughts, but none of them are confirmed, so I'm just gonna leave them as thoughts for this moment. But, yeah, she doesn't like me. I don't know why. I don't have any confirmed reason why. But, it was just the two of us. Well, every time a customer walked in the office, she had to come out and, like, jump in the conversation and take over. And I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. I have learned to holler when I need help. And they will come a running. And bless their hearts, they do. They come a running when I call her because they know I need help. And they're quick to come help me. They're awesome about that. So if I don't know how to do whatever this customer needs, I'm going to yell. And it's not that big an office, so she's going to hear me when I yell. Nothing that came up yesterday was things that I needed help with. It was all like easy peasy stuff, like answering questions and taking payments. But no, she came out every time. Now, she did tell me that this person was coming in who was going to set up new water. There's two people actually coming in to set up new water. And while I know how to do that, I usually don't. That's usually not my job. That's the lady who was out sick. But I know what I need to collect from them and what needs, I know that part. And I've done that part many times. So the first guy comes and she comes out immediately and takes over. And it's like, whatever, lady. The other one was as she was leaving, this guy comes in and I'm bantering with him and we're having a grand old time. And, I'm congratulating him because it's the first time he's ever bought a house. And one of we need proof of ownership to put the water in their name. So I told him I need your warranty deed. And he brought his whole packet of stuff from the realtor's office. And he's like, I'm not sure which one that looks like. So I said, well, you look through your paperwork, see if you find something that looks like a deed. And I'm going to type up the contract. And if you haven't found it by the time I'm done with that, I'll help you find it. Give him a chance to look on his own. He's so damn excited. It's a kid who just bought his house for the first time. And we're doing great. We're chatting, having fun. I'm typing away. And she comes out and just takes over. Well, we need $110. I'm like, yeah, we already talked about that. He's going to try to find his warranty deed. Then he's going to go out to his wife. I'd also told him if he didn't have it, we could get all the paperwork done and he could come back in the morning with the money. And he said, yeah, but I think my wife has it, so I'm going to go out and get it from her. And, this lady who doesn't like me doesn't realize, we'd already talked about this. I knew wifey was sitting in the car right outside. She's like, well, we close at 3:30. And he's like, I know, I'll hurry, but she's right outside. And so he runs outside to get the money from her. You're asking too much. And while he's outside, she turns to me, she's like, we don't start these after 3 o'clock. I looked down at my clock. It was at that moment 2:57. I had been working with him for a good 15 minutes already. So I'm like, well, that's why we started at 2:45, ma'am. I said, but I will not do any more. Don't worry. And she's just acting like she can't trust me. It's like, okay. And she's like, I don't know. It's just like, I know we don't start shit after 3 o'clock. Like, I get it. Trust me, because I leave at 3 and y'all don't have the ability to do two things. You have to close up the office because the office closes at 3:30. I leave at 3. I'm like, I get it. We don't do shit after 3 because you have end of day closing stuff to do. And we do at some point need to make, the deposit and put the deposit in the safe. So we can't really take money after a certain point. Because unlike a retail store where like the retail store closes at 8 and then people stay until it's done. No. We close at 3:30. Everybody walks out the door. So we have to have everything done by then. Cool beans, no problem. I get it. I won't have it to trade. I'm sorry. So yeah, I get my lecture about how I know better and I shouldn't have started something after 3 o'clock. Getting that lecture at 2:57. And then she's like, and Kevin would like to know if you'd stay past 3. If you'd stay until 3:30 today. And I'm like, we already had this conversation. I thought Kevin was already okay. Kevin is my actual boss. I'm like, I thought we'd already had this conversation. I thought it had already been established. You're leaving at 3. I'm staying until closing. Like, I thought that had already been decided. But okay, I said, okay, no problem. Just please remind him that one of the guys needs to come lock up because I don't have a key. He knows that. He'll make sure someone's there. And I'm like, all right, then we're cool. I'll stay here till they get here. And so she finally leaves. And I'm like, okay. So I wrap up the day and I keep getting calls because we had a water main break on one of the streets and they want to know if they can turn their water back on. Is it done being fixed? And I'm like, I honestly have no idea. And I text Kevin, the boss, to be like, hey, the people on this street want to know if they can turn their water on yet. And he's not responding. So I'm like, you know what? I literally cannot leave this office until he comes back. So give me your number. And I promise before I walk out of the office, I will call you. Because I'm literally, I don't have keys. So I can't leave. I can't lock up. And she's like, okay, well, thank you very much. So 3:30 rolls around. Nobody comes. 4 o'clock rolls around. Nobody comes. Nobody's answering my phone calls. Nobody's answering my text messages. And I'm just like, okay, we are having a slight problem here. I'm not spending the night here. So I start thinking, okay, how can I do this? I'm like, there has to be a way for me to like lock the door from the inside and get out of here. So I go to put the cash box in the safe. Well, guess what Genius did before she left? She closed the safe after ordering me to put everything in the safe before I left. I'm like, you know, I'm quite happy to put things in the safe, but one of two things needs to happen. If you either need to leave the safe open and trust that I will close the safe, or I need to know the code to the safe. Neither of those two things happened. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to set it on top of the safe and close the door to the room the safe is in. And we will hope that is safe enough. So finally, I text Kevin, the boss, and I'm like, okay, dude, I'm sure you're busy. I'm sure you're handling an emergency. That is totally fine. I get it, but I do need to leave at some point. So if I haven't heard from you, like, I can stay late if you want me to stay later, but I need to hear from you. Otherwise, I'm going to assume I was forgotten because that's how it feels. And I'm going to do the best I can to lock up at 3:30. Or I'm going to do the best I can to lock up at 4:30 and take on off home. And just if you want me to do something different, all you got to do is tell me. I can stay as late as you want. I just need you to tell me. At 4:27, dude comes rolling in the office. Hurrying, I should say. He didn't just roll in. He was like zooming in, like screeching tires, because we have a garage attached to our office. And he sends the new guy in first to clock out and take off. And the new guy's like, Kevin wanted me to tell you first thing. He is so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. Like, all right, because he's really sorry, man. He's on his way in, but he was really sorry. I said, okay, thank you. By the way, can the people on this street turn their water on? He said, yeah, it's good for the night. I think they're on a boil order, though. I said, okay. So I call the lady and I tell her, yeah, you're fine, but you're on boil order. She thanks me and all is well and good with the world. Cool. And then Kevin walks in and he's like, I'm so sorry. I forget you don't have keys. You can't just leave. I'm I'm like, yeah, you know, it might not be a bad idea to have a set of keys that like lives in a certain spots for when this happens. Just saying. I understand if you don't want to give me keys for every day. That's totally fine. But maybe have a set of keys somewhere in case I have to lock up again. We're considering that, I guess. And then I say, and I need you to also open the safe so I can put the cash box in there. He's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do that? Turns out the dude that's in charge of the whole thing does not know the passcode to the safe. There's only one person in the office. Yeah. I'm just like, you know, that might be information that you should write down somewhere. I'm just saying. Or if not write down, keep it on a note in your phone. Like, that's just as the head of this operation. You should know this. Just in case something happened to the ladies who do know the answer. You know? But what do I know? That's why it's like, I keep saying, it's not my circus, it's not my circus, it's not my circus. But it's so frustrating because I'm just a peon here, and I'm quite happy to be just a peon here. But the peon's getting frustrated that we don't have logical systems in place for things to work. And that leads me to why I think she don't like me. I don't think this lady likes me because she's kind of, she's the bookkeeper. That's her official title. But she acts like she is the office manager, and that's fine. She can act like that if she wants to. And maybe that is part of her duties. I don't know for sure because nobody's actually explained to me how this frickin' place operates. I've made a lot of assumptions. And that's fine. If she's the office manager, cool beans. Just tell me what to do. Just get your asses on the same side so you're both telling me to do the same thing. The same way, rather than this whole frickin' crap where one of you's telling me one thing and one of you's telling me something else. Like, get yourself on the same page before you instruct me how to do my job. Because it's very, very frustrating. So, forgot where I was going with that. Yeah. We, didn't sell any of those today. I'm sure when we come in tomorrow, I will get it for leaving, like, what, I left the, whatchamacallit. I left the safe, or the money box on top of the safe. And we just closed that door. And I'm sure I will hear how that was the exact wrong thing to do. And it will be my fault. And I told Kevin, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. She'll just yell at me tomorrow for doing it wrong. Why would she do that? She can't blame everything on you. I'm like, well, she does. He just kind of looked at me, and I'm like, I'd be happy to discuss this with... And I gave him a look that's like, look, you want to talk about this? We can talk about this. Or we can just all get done and go the hell home. And he decided he wanted to get done and go the hell home. Because, yeah. At some point, it's going to come to a head, and there's going to be a conversation. Like, I know it's coming. He knows it's coming. We all know it's coming. I don't want to do it. Because I left a place where there was tons of drama. Because I don't want to be in the middle of drama. I want nothing frickin' to do with the drama. And yet, here I am, right in the middle of the frickin' drama. I don't understand it. Okay. And I honestly don't think I'm doing anything to cause drama. Like, I come in, I sit down, I do the credit card payments from the night before, I do anything that was in the Dropbox from the night before, and then I sit there and read my damn book until somebody comes in needing help or making a payment or whatever else they do. Like, I don't. That is the entirety of my job. And yes, I have had conversations like, do you want me to do something other than read a book? Like, is there anything I can do other than read a book? And what I get is, no, just go ahead and read your book. I'm like, seriously? I can do more. I promise you, I can do more. And they're just like, we don't want you to do more, just read your book. Okie dokie. I'll read my damn book. And it's so frustrating. I mean, on one hand, it's really frustrating because, like, I have a damn MBA, y'all. I literally have an MBA. And I get paid to sit there and read a book because nobody wants to train me. I don't know. And like, I know I applied for a job below my abilities. I get that. Oh boy, do I get that. And oh boy, did I know doing so was gonna result in me being bored a lot. But I really did not expect. See, I think the thing is, I've heard the lady who doesn't like me say a few times that some of the people on the board do not think she is a real bookkeeper. And here's the thing. She's not. She doesn't have a CPA. She's been doing this for a while. Like, she knows what she's doing. But I've been here long enough. She doesn't follow logic or rules that I learned in school. And that's fine. You don't have, if we have a way of doing it and it works and it keeps everything legal, peachy keen fine. I see nothing wrong with that. Apparently people on the board do, but that's not my problem. I'm not on the board, nor am I the bookkeeper. I'm just the receptionist who answers the damn phones. And the receptionist is perfectly fine being the receptionist. But since I have those fancy 3 letters after my name, I think this lady thinks I'm judging how she's doing her job. And while I may notice that she doesn't do things the way I was taught to do things, I really don't give a flying fuck how she does it. As long as it works and it's legal, I don't care. It's not my job to care. I ain't office manager. I'm the peon who answers the phone. I took this job to not have to have an opinion on things. But she, I think, is intimidated. And it's like, lady, there is no need for you to be intimidated. And I think she's trying to prove that she knows more than me, and she's doing that by harping on me all the time. And it's like, lady, I will take it for so long, but there will come a point where I'm going to say something. And I don't think you're going to enjoy the process when I do. Because I'm not going to pick a fight with her because, one, I'm not stupid. You don't pick a fight with somebody who's been there longer than anybody else. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Kevin. I'm going to be like, look, either she gets off my back or I'm going to go find another job, and you know damn well I can. Because you know damn well I'm overqualified for the position that I have. And you know damn well you ain't gonna find another person who is able to do what I can do at the discounted price of minimum wage. It's just not gonna happen. You're not gonna find somebody else with a master's who's ready to step into either position of these two ladies should something happen, who can handle all the crap that she can handle. It ain't gonna happen. You know this. You have been through several secretaries, a receptionist who were incapable of doing the bare minimum. I'm not asking him to fire her. I'm asking him to put a muzzle on her. Like, get her to understand I don't want her job. And the reason I think it's my degree that is intimidating her, she was sweet as candy the day I first started. I mean, such a sweet lady. And then we did my, employment paperwork. And part of that was she had to get a copy, or she was handed a copy of my resume to keep on file. And I had to fill out all this other paperwork. And on my resume, it very clearly states I have a degree in education. And then I have a Bachelor of Arts in Education. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Business. And then I have a Master's in Business Administration. That's right, folks. I have 3 degrees. And I'm working for minimum wage as a secretary. Because I need a freaking break. And I am taking a freaking break. So yeah. And that is when her attitude changed. Is when she saw my freaking resume. Coffee head. So we're only going to get 2 days. That's okay. I kind of wonder if one of the reasons the lady doesn't like me. Don't. What are we doing? Okay. Is because of my makeup. Like, none of them wear makeup in this store. Why are we glitching? Okay, there we go. Nobody wears any makeup. Like, we're very, very, like, low-key at this office. Okay. We're gonna restart it real quick. So, hang on. Let me restart the whole damn game. Because it's glitching really bad.